Hello and welcome back to another episode of Tonewise Productions. Today, we're here with the Kingtone Duellist V2. Alright, getting right into it. The Kingtone Duellist is a blues breaker and tube screamer style pedal, dual overdrive in one box. This is Jesse's take on those two circuits with some fantastic options on it. This actually kicked my Kingtone off the board lately. Love this pedal. We're going to look at it in a few different applications, some low gain, some high gain. We're going to start off going into my 2-rock. This is my PRS Silver Sky with a newly shaven neck, which is awesome. Shout out Lombardizzi Guitars. Sean's the man. Guy's doing some killer work over in Westbrook, Connecticut. If you're in the area, I highly suggest checking him out. And here's the clean tone. Alright, so the first thing we're going to look at is the Duellist in a cleaner kind of setting right now. Drives up maybe a third of the way, tops. Volume's just above unity. Tone is at like 1 o'clock. And we're going to see how that sounds. So as you can see, it really kind of tailors in the low end on the amp. I really like using this actually with a bit less gain than this. My typical setting is having this always on just to stop some of the low end boom on the really, really low side of this 2-rock and kind of just squish the amp just a teeny tiny bit. But yeah, a great sound. Again, this is in the stock setting. We'll look at the glass setting later. Now we are going to switch over to the string Singer side, which is the tube screamer style side, and this is set much more kind of like a SRV-ish style boost. We got a bit more gain on tap just before noon, definitely pushing the volume a little bit as well as the tone, and this one is in the glass setting, so we're going to get a bit more of that top end there and a little more bite on that top end. So here's it clean. Now with the string Singer. So as you can see, you're really starting to get into some of that added top end bite. It really gives an edge to those top strings. Very much like that Stevie Ray Vaughan style sound that you'd hear on a lot of the live records. You can even push the volume further than that and really push the front end of this amp to dive into that kind of sound even more. Now let's look at the two of these together here. This is the heavy hand going into the string Singer. I have them set the opposite way as I use the string Singer with more volume, so I want that at the end of the chain to drive the front end a little bit more. So let's hear how the two of them sound. As you can hear, they really blend really well together. There's more of a mid hump on the String Singer, and with the heavy hand kind of pushing that, you're just adding a little bit more drive, but that top end stays really clear. A good amount of roll down on that too. It sounds pretty good cleaned up. Reset this, and we're gonna get into some more different settings here, maybe some more high gain stuff, kind of flip these two around a little bit, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, we're gonna take a look at a couple of different settings now. I have the heavy hand in the glass side now, so we're using more of that top end, and the String Singer is now in the fat mode, which is gonna bring more of that low end. And then both of these are set to quite a bit more gain at this point. You can see them down on the video here. The heavy hand is about 2/3 of the way up. The String Singer is almost full bore. So we'll look at those, we'll look at how the volume rolls back on them, you get a good idea of the kind of gain range that we're working with here. And yeah, so again, here's my clean sound. Now here's the heavy. Nice, that cleans up. As you can tell, that gets really bright really quick. Not a lot to hide behind in those situations. If that's something you dig with those bright amp tones, it's got them in spades. If not, just be careful, you know, with your tone settings and everything else. But it is really nice to get that snappy kind of top end thing going on. Now let's take a look at the String Singer with the clean. Now you can see with the String Singer, you're going to get a little bit more woolly low end, and that's because we've added in that fat control and kind of reduced the high end just a little bit on that side. And we're adding in obviously more bass on that side. And now for hi-his. Why don't we combine both of the high gain sides and see what kind of sounds we Yeah, some rack is fun. Well, all right. Well, that's been a quick look at the Kingtone Duellist V2. And until next time, this has been Tonewise Productions.